Well done to Andrew Morris and the team. Got the horses down to the start on time, and here we go with the July Festival. Richard.
Scandinavia, last one forward, just trying to duck out underneath the stalls there. Titanium Emperor. Up okay, and we rake away. So away they head to the Bahrain Trophy. It's a ledger trial, but the entrance to the ledger not yet closed. And out in the lead early on, Scandinavia moving forward, and on the running rail, Hallelujah You just accepts the trail at the moment in the white cheek pieces, just behind the leader. Further's being kept wider out, Nighttime Dancer in blue and white. And last of all is Titanium Emperor, as they have a rise before they take the turn. And out in the lead, further on the outside, may well cross alongside Scandinavia, see where Sheen Murphy decides to try and slot in, whether Ryan will accommodate or not. So Further does take the lead. Scandinavia happy enough in second place. Hallelujah You means the one that's out of line is Nighttime Dancer. He's got one wider than the rest, and last of all is Titanium Emperor. So they've now breasted that rise, and they'll make the run towards the home straight. Further out in the lead, Scandinavia poised in second place with Hallelujah You and Nighttime Dancer. And last of all is Titanium Emperor, as they now make this bend and they'll align their heads for home at the final mile. So out in the lead it is Further for Sheen Murphy, who has the advantage and is just trying to press on slightly. In second, Scandinavia. Hallelujah You is third. Still no cover for Nighttime Dancer in blue and white. And last of all is Titanium Emperor, who's just being shuffled along by David Egan at the back of the pack. Further it is who leads. For Oisin Murphy, Scandinavia in second has moved off the running rail. Hallelujah You is tracking the leader on the fence with those big white cheek pieces. Nighttime Dancer in blue and white. And last of all, Titanium Emperor, as they continue their progress steadily up the home straight, heading towards the final five. A bit of pressure being applied by Scandinavia to Further. Still waiting is Hallelujah You, virtually eclipsed on the outside, but still there is Nighttime Dancer. And now Titanium Emperor is pushed along once again. So battle just joined as Scandinavia eyeballs Further as they enter the final half mile. Nighttime Dancer is on their heels in blue and white, then Hallelujah You, and reminders by Titanium Emperor. Scandinavia running downhill has the lead, about half a length or so over Further. Nighttime Dancer is angled towards the outside, then Hallelujah You. Titanium Emperor hasn't lost any more ground. It's Scandinavia who leads Nighttime Dancer as they run downhill into the dip. In third place, Titanium Emperor is still staying on. Scandinavia with on the outside Nighttime Dancer. Stamina now being tested. Hasn't got by Scandinavia yet with a furlong to go. Scandinavia has the lead. Nighttime Dancer is still over a length down, and Scandinavia is pulling away. The margin increasing rapidly as well. Scandinavia is coming clear. Wins by 5-6 lengths from Nighttime Dancer, Hallelujah You, Titanium Emperor and Further. So Scandinavia, Brian Moore decided he wanted to make it a decent test of stamina, and Scandinavia has run right through the line there in strong fashion. Holds a Goodwood Cup entry, and that could be quite interesting for the 3-year-old. Scandinavia, the 11-8 favourite, because he was very, very strong at the finish there. Got a better trip than at Ascot. Further, who beat him at Ascot, has finished stone last. Nighttime Dancer came there but couldn't get by, and the distance that Scandinavia put between himself and the rest in the first-time cheek pieces bodes well for a staying career. After all, Aidan O'Brien knows how to train a horse of this type.
Yeah, it could be a Goodwood Cup. He's also entered in the Great Voltager at York, the Irish St Ledger as well. Jason, the market got it right. That's why he went off at that price. This was emphatic in the end.
Fluency at the walk beforehand and extreme fluency at the gallop. And once they hit the rising ground, hasn't he powered away from the field? Not doing a tap.
Yeah, no, and you called it quite a long way out. You know, he's absolutely bolted up. And what I liked is he was, you know, with the smaller field, he's able to keep in his own rhythm. He could have gone forward, but he didn't need to. And Ryan's just letting, you know, such a big horse use his stride, get into a nice rhythm, and it just brings out the best in him.
Why did Further run so badly? So weak in the market, couldn't give him away before the race, vying for the lead here, and then disappears out the back of the telly.
Well, sometimes, you know, it takes more out of them than you give them credit for. He ran a huge race at Ascot. Francesca was asking me as much beforehand.
Well, I've got written down in my notes, might be better on softer ground, and maybe you can get away with it once. Ascot was pretty firm and he ran a good race there, but maybe he was just not wanting to let himself down on similar ground again today. I don't know what the market fluctuations had to do with that, but Scandinavia, you can see the cheek pieces have helped, haven't they, because he looked like he had plenty in the locker.
Yeah, like I said, Ascot, he was on his head, he was stuck on a wing, you know, not really in his comfort zone. You know, he was in 6th gear, he wanted to be in 5th, and it's just made it all a lot easier for him today.
Yeah, we're going to grab a word with Ryan Moore after that impressive display from Scandinavia. He saw it out really well, Ryan.
Yeah, lovely horse. Ollie, he's been improving with every race. Ran well at Ascot. Got into a lovely rhythm, and he stayed on very well.
Did the cheek pieces help him today?
I never rode him in a race before. I rode him at home and always liked him. They certainly weren't a disadvantage, but look, he was impressive.
I know it's good to firm good in places. Does it ride like that, or is it pretty quick out there?
Yeah, it's quick round.
Yeah.
It's quick round.
All right, great start to the week. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan.
And if they do decide to go down the Betfred St Ledger route, he's getting quotes of 5-1 with Hills, for example, from 16-1. And the bookmakers will be fearing Ryan a bit today. Still to come, he's got Brussels, Huttlebrook, Palladium, Night Shining, Superposition. It could be a Ryan Moore fest. He's won the opener, Scandinavia, at 11-8. The second time Ryan and Aidan have won this. They won it in 2016 with Houses of Parliament. Nighttime Dancer was second at 11-4, and I thought he had a chance at one point, Jason. He looked at me and said, no, it's not happening.
He was quite clearly keeping a lot back. You know, when he poked his nose to the front and Ryan was stood up, Francesca called it doing the washing.
No, I didn't say that.
He was before he got down.
I said, why
You said Ryan was doing the washing. Anyway, and once he got down into the drive, away he went. He was super,
Lovely scene that is, the winner's enclosure here on the July course. Familiar story, really. Colours of Michael Table. Coolmore winning our opener, the 5th in the Queen's Vase, 1st in the Bahrain Trophy. Ryan Moore off to a fly. Kevin Buckley's there. Paul Smith likewise. Looking forward to this afternoon, Francesca.